Okay, guys. This is a new sort of thing I'm trying. I'm gonna start reviewing the cars because there are quite a few cars in here. Now, on top of that, so basically what I'm gonna do is we'll start with Synkro just for now. I'm gonna go through a few of the realms: the Sky Realm, the Ice Realm, the Cliffside Realm, and the Cosmic Realm. Between these four realms, that covers pretty much everything you're going to come across in the game. So the Sky Realm will cover wind and your downhill traction. So this is mostly downforce and control. The the Ice Realm is a good test of grip. It also has a loop, it has some sharp corners and a jump, but most importantly, grip. So we've got a test of downforce, test of grip. Cliffside Realm is mostly corners as well as a couple of loops. So it's going to be a test if you're cornering, and then Cosmic Realm will test the stability of the car as well as its ability to take jumps, which just does come under stability as well. So that is what we're going with here. And I've gone into tutorial like a schmuck. I'm going to start with Cybergrid, and we're going to see if Synkro, no, not Cybergrid, we're going to start with Sky. I'm going to see if Synkro can finish the track in one try, and just see what issues it comes across. How good is the downforce on this thing? That's the main aspect. That's your best aspect for this realm. So, without nitroxing, I wonder if it can make it down here. So I'm accelerating as much as possible, and it's actually doing quite fine. I honestly didn't think it would hold on as well as it has, but it's held on pretty well. So this is going quite well for Synkro. Now look, mistakes do happen, and I'm not always going to finish a track, even if the car is up for it. But so far Synkro seems fine on this track. I haven't had any major issues. We will see if there is something else that comes up later. But we'll see if this car can finish the Sky Realm. So I'm losing a bit of power there. Not a bit of power, a bit of control. Which just means it wasn't gripping as well as it needed to. So that could have been user error, but it did feel a lot like the car was slipping. It felt like the car was having a bit of trouble keeping that traction up. So it seems like it does have a bit of an issue with downforce, but it's not too bad. It's one of the better cars I've actually used on Sky Realm. We're going to move on to Ice, and we're going to see how it goes on Ice. So I'm not saying that you can't finish Sky Realm with Synkro. I think it's quite possible, honestly, with how it performed there. Having a lot of trouble keeping it straight on the ice here. So this is going to be a good test of grip. Just how well the car handles, staying on a track, especially a track as awful as ice. So yeah, any sort of power in the back end tries to overtake the front end. Whoops. Which obviously makes cornering hard because the back end just keeps overtaking the front end. So as far as ice is concerned, this car is quite terrible. I think we're going to have a very hard time getting over the loop because we're just having a hard time staying, just taking corners. But we'll see if we can make it to the loop. Obviously if I fall off, I'll just move on to the next track. As long as you moderate your throttle, it's okay. It can be done, but at this speed, it's almost not worth bothering. And at this speed, you won't be able to take the loop. So, gonna have to speed up for the loop, which means we can't touch steering. Which unfortunately, you kinda have to do. Bit rough. So unfortunately, as far as grip goes in the ice, Synkro is not good. We're going to move on to the next one, Cliffside. We're going to see how well this handles corners. Also, interior view for this car is an abomination. I don't suggest using it. Now, I know if I go too fast here, Synkro's going to have a problem with this first downhill. It's a good test of downforce as well. So, that is quite rough. That's alright. We can restart. We're going to take it a little easier this time. And we will try again. That was intentional because I know that it's a good test of how your car goes with, you know, short jumps. Alright, so Synkro is taking this loop a little better than I expected, considering how much trouble it had on the ice loop. It could do with a little more speed. I did have to kind of nitrox there because it was going a little slower than I wanted it to. Now let's see what happens first. Does the game freeze or do I fall off? So that wasn't the best cornering I've seen. Could have been user error, so we will try again. That wasn't too bad. Synkro does seem to be a little drifty car. Yeah, it corners quite nicely. You know, it's no baseline, but oh, that's user error. So was that. That was user error as well. Honestly, it's not that bad. Like, it's not the greatest thing for Cliffside, but personally, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't be against using that one for Cliffside at all. Now we're going to move on to the last realm, the Cosmic Realm. I'm going to see how much this car can just hold on to the track. See if it will complete it in one quick go. Now, if this car is capable of beating this track, I should have no issues. But stability is going to be a problem. As is control. So far it's working fine. Oh, it started to lose it a little bit there. But it's not awful. Going to see how well it lands this. It's not too bad. So these bumps are really setting it off here. So it's just not as stable as other cars. It's not impossible to do this map with it. It's just not ideal. The car itself needs a little more speed, honestly. It's just very slow in comparison to a lot of other cars. And it doesn't really have any major defining traits. Its best trait, I would say, is probably its cornering. And it's not even one of the better cars with that. So it definitely needs a bit more speed or grip just to make up for the fact that the rest of its stats are less than perfect. Or less than ideal. But otherwise, yeah. You know, there's no need to watch me drive Synkro around this track for 5 minutes. 2.5 is quite enough. I might even edit out a little bit where I wasn't talking. But the car itself is quite fine. There's nothing too significant to talk about. We may as well do... Oh, so there I just started losing control for no reason. So again, it's not ideal. It doesn't have the stability I would like to perform a track like this. If I was doing like a speed run, yeah, that's just cost me everything there. So I did end up losing control, despite the fact that I thought it was doing okay. Now there is one last thing I was asked to check, and that is those first couple of jumps on Storm Realm. How well does it handle those? Boost in here and see how we go. Ooh, it's a little wonky. It's not that bad though. Yeah, don't want to lose traction there because that'll just spit you off the track. Honestly, took it quite well. I was taking the left side. That was a bit of user error. I just want to see how it goes if I was to boost down here. Honestly, it lands quite well. Oh, that's my fault. Honestly thought it would spin out of control very quickly with that landing. But no, it's quite a stable car. It's quite nice. This is going to be the make or break. It wasn't that bad. I honestly expected it to flip out of control. It's improved a lot since the initial release. Obviously, as the game has improved, Synkro has improved. But it is just a bit lacking in some departments. But compared to other cars, we'll see how we go.